You're listening to the Shit You Can't Make Up podcast, a conversation with friends, hosted by Marisol Sanchez.
Hey, excuse me, of course I start off coughing. It's Marisol, and it's my podcast. Thank you for listening. This is the awkward part. Anyway, I'm going to just jump right in, because it's actually, I'm excited to discuss what I'm going to talk about, and I will practice on my opening and music and all that stuff. Just have not had the opportunity to do so. But the last 3 episodes I did with my friend, and it was so much fun. So this is the Thanksgiving episode. And I want to start off by being thankful to my friend Beth Lennon, who came on. We had a lot of fun. And I think you hear that clearly in my voice if you listen to those podcasts. I've gotten there's a lot of feedback. There's feedback in numbers, there's feedback anecdotal, and it was heavily downloaded. For me, anyway, in my comparison. And so I was like, that was cool. So thank you. Thank you for everyone that downloaded. And a couple of things one of them was like 11th one day in our category. And our category, again, self-help, I don't know why, but what does that mean? Well, I don't know what it means, like on the grand scheme of things, but what I know it means is within about 5,000 podcasts, or more, I think, actually more, mine ranked 11th, which I'll take any day. So that was kind of cool. And I also think her coming on helped me start to really get a clearer picture of what I want to do as far as podcasting. What is it that I really want? I mean, people have asked me this. My friends have asked me, like, what's the point? What's the goal? What's the end game? What's the reason? Why? And I had no answer. I couldn't answer effectively. I still can't. I still freeze up when I talk about it. It's like embarrassing. But I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it. And having Beth on the show and seeing the feedback it crystallized what I wanted, which is I what I realized is my age group. I'm 42. Many people don't know what a podcast is. Do not. I just ran into my friend Beth's husband, and I hadn't seen him for a while, and I was like, hey, and it's like, I had your wife, over, and he's like, oh yeah, not a blog. I was like, it's not a blog. It's not a blog. It's a podcast. So I just feel like it's a new, it's becoming mainstream, but very slowly. It's kind of on the cusp of it. You hear the reference to podcasting on TV shows, and everyone seems to have a podcast. Like when I started, I think I felt like I might have been the only one. I don't know, in my town, but just in my Facebook feed, I know 2 other people that have a podcast now. So I think people are starting to tune into what that is. So that's like point 1. And point 2, I would love to have some fun, that I would love that market to have some fun. And I don't know if that makes any sense. I feel like I'm going to business planning with you guys. I don't mean to do that. But it's a emerging, little economy, and I would like to be a part of it, I think. So I don't know. Which is different than everything I've been saying up until now, which is like, it's just a hobby. Kind of. But I think I want to start putting a little more effort into it. And so Beth and I have been talking about doing a show that's more for, I don't know. She's not here to discuss it, and her and I can discuss it offline, discuss it online. I don't know, but I think it would look like the last 3 episodes or some version of that, which is just, like having a glass of wine with your girlfriend and discussing, just a wide range of topics in a fun way that you can kind of do with your girlfriends. So that's for my male listeners who shared their opinion of those 3 podcasts, because that was interesting. They wanted more of the soul-pouring, this is what I've learned about myself emotionally style podcast. If you're wondering what I mean about that, you'd have to go back and listen to some of them. Where I was just, I think, figuring my shit out. Oops. Sorry, that was my daughter texting me from school, where she should not have a phone and should not be texting me. Sorry, got distracted. So takes me to this style episode, which if you've hung in with me this far, thank you. I promise I'll get there. It's the shit you can't make up. And what does that look like? That's the, I think again, you have to go back and listen to some of the episodes, but I think my family history is so interesting. And it's given me many opportunities to discuss many different layers of shit. But the thing is, this is what my opinion is. My opinion is most of the most interesting people out there have a lot of shit. And it's like shit you can't fucking make up. And hold on 1 second. I must text my daughter back. Stop texting. Podcast now. Okay, sorry about that. So shit you can't make up. So it's not only me. I'm not, that self-centered. I think I meet people all the time. I just met someone who you're having a conversation with them, and it's like shit you can't fucking make up. I want to find those stories. That's like my goal with the second one, because I think we all have them. And everyday people, not like, gets or, famous people. I want to talk to people, because some people have some really fucking interesting stories. So that leads me to the Thanksgiving episode. If you're just tuning in, you may want to stop and go listen to my birthday podcast. But basically, my name is Marisol, and I don't do holidays well. In the past, that's it, in the past. Or I haven't. But it's Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving today's Tuesday. And I just want to talk about it because it's, I think, interesting. This is how I describe it. I don't remember Thanksgivings as a really young kid. I'm sure we had them. I'm not saying we didn't. I just don't remember them. For most of my childhood, I would describe Thanksgivings like sad days. That's all that emotes for me. Like that's, I don't know. Again, I think my mom, now really taking the time to look at her life, I think was incredibly strong. But, she lost a child, so I don't know. I don't think they were joyous. They weren't. I feel, I don't remember really how they were, but I know I didn't like it. I know I always felt left out. And I think that's more like everything I saw on TV or what I think my friends were having. The story I told in my head is what I thought everyone was having but me. So I don't know. I don't really. There's nothing I could really say about my childhood Thanksgivings. They weren't like horrible. I wasn't, but they just were. Ugh. When I left 2 days after my high school graduation, 18. Um, from there to, I guess, the time that I got engaged, age of 28. So I guess 10 years. All I know about Thanksgiving, all I ever felt was panic. Panic. Like as soon as Halloween passed, it was like biological. Like I had a new layer of stress come over me, and I see that now looking back. I was not aware that this was happening to me. I just now I'm aware of the patterns that occurred. But in my 20s, it was just fear, like where was I going to land, and sad and lonely, and I just wanted it. I wanted it to be the day after Thanksgiving, like, or really, I wanted it to be like January 2nd. Can we just fast forward? When I was married, those were, I'm sure, lovely, except for one that I will tell you about. But to a greater point about the ones when I was married, even if everything on the table looked perfect, even if, my kids and I were doing crafts and, we had some traditions, gingerbread houses and stuff, and it was idyllic. From the outside looking in, those were like well scripted, well manicured Thanksgivings. What I was feeling inside was fake. Like I was in a acting, and again, I just wanted it over. And I think I sincerely doubt my ex-husband will ever come on this podcast, but if he did, I would probably ask him. I'd love to ask him about the married me. But I probably got depressed. Excuse me. I'm not getting emotional. My throat is just, I think I have allergies. But those were my married Thanksgivings. Then it's pretty much now, the post-marriage divorce years. And so, so this is what it's like now. What it's like now is just logistical details with your co-parent, which set off, patterns of their own. And it's wanting to be with your children and not being with them. But it is also coming back home, going back to Miami. I'm excited to see my family. I'm excited to see my brothers. I'm excited to see my mom, which, that's huge. And I'm not sure how long it's going to last. I will time it for you. But that's where I'm feeling. But I still it's still not the Thanksgivings that I see in the future for me. I think I'm getting closer. And the reason I say that, even though I'm going to be with family and am very thankful and happy about it, this is what just happened. I knew that the kids, the last time I was going to have them all together before, the custodial situation, the way who was going to be, how it worked out just with school schedules is nothing, more than just details. But there was one night, the last night was Sunday night, and I cook. I used to cook a lot more when I was married, more like really elaborate recipes or look up recipes. Now my cooking is much more functional, just as to feed them. We still try to sit down together. My goal is about 3 times a week, and have that time together as a family. And we do, and and But anyway, but that day I got some cake, some pate and goat cheese, made some lamb, homemade, mashed. Like I really, not for my kids. Like usually, however, I was like, for me, like I was going to make the best of the situation and have this. This is going to be our version of Thanksgiving, and it was going to be authentic. And it was just going to be about being together. And I shit you not, minutes before dinner, I'm having a conversation with a friend of mine about, as parents, we really shouldn't, we shouldn't have it, try to really just not have regrets and not raise our voice. I'm not really sure what the conversation, what we're talking about, but it's just like I think more the conversation was appreciating the time you have with your kids. It was the conversation I was having with my friend. And we hang up, and I go to get everything out, and my twins start to fight about the light, the dimness or brightness, and one's like claiming migraine, the other one's just doing the opposite, and I just lose it. Parenting fail. And dinner did not go well. It was, and again, I don't, I would love to hear, I'm sure my children would listen to this and can do a hands-on nail it demonstration of the mom I am around holidays, but basically I suck. Like I am the worst holiday mom. Maybe, maybe not the worst, but yeah. But they've seen me like on my birthday. They've experienced it, and I also think they, because we've talked about it. They, you listen to my podcast about my birthday, and you know me. If you knew me when, my kids were little and the birthday parties I threw for them, there was some shit I was working out on their birthday parties. Like, I had a lot of shit. But, I'm just going to share it all. But basically what happens to me is I get depressed. I get dramatically upset. I joke about my resting bitch face. I actually get bitch face. Like and I don't say this in a mean or ugly way, but this is what it reminds me of. I invoke my mother. The spirit of my mother's holidays. I don't really remember if this is how it is, but that's how I feel. I invoke her, and I become shitty mom. The upswing to this is I'm aware of it. Like, well, there's two major, like, yay me's, I'm really fucking happy, and next year it's going to be even better, was, one, I didn't get panic, depressed, or triggered till right before dinner, which is a vast improvement from when I was, probably even before marriage, like probably since my 20s, triggered, as soon as the holiday season began, that I would start to get depressed or and panicky. So basically, holidays aren't awesome for anyone, and everyone, I should say, for everyone. Holidays are not awesome for everyone all the time. So maybe me telling that story, I hope. If you've had a second Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever, know that you could kind of eventually create the Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever you want. And I'm not talking just the trimmings and the food and all that. I'm talking about, they don't always have to suck. You can grow. You can grow and you can change. I still got triggered. All those things happened, but the cycle was so short. Like from the moment I lost it to the moment I could laugh about it with my kids and then relive other wonderful, happy mommy stories in laughter and enjoy. That's, that gives me hope for the future, for my future Thanksgivings. And I think I will have the one, with everything, with my kids, my loved ones, and or whomever I'm with, and be grateful. Like I'm going to Miami today, and I may be grateful to be with whomever's there and just enjoy their company and enjoy that time and be thankful for it and have gratitude for it. Now I'm going to go into the whole thankful gratitude thing, which I get to do because about 2 years before anyone was like, hashtag gratitude, I tattooed gratitude on my on my wrist. No, I'm kidding. That's a stupid joke. But I try to practice gratitude as a thing. I don't know if that comes from my yoga. It comes from my yoga and it comes from my therapy. And by the way, all that I could come back to before I go into like all the things I'm thankful for, go back and have that aha moment that I worked myself through this. That's not yoga. That's my therapist or my ex-therapist, or doing 3 years of therapy, intensive therapy. And that, I'm going to suggest if you have, had a traumatic childhood or maybe not the most ideal childhood or whatever, if you see patterns in your life, that you don't want to keep repeating, may I suggest that you go seek a therapist. It's not easy, so people that like not make fun of, but like, oh, I'm not going to go share my dirty laundry. Like, yeah, there's some therapists that are creepy. And yeah, there's some that you don't mesh with, and you have to find one that works for you. And there's so many different, it's like anything. There's so many ways to work on yourself. But, for me, I guess the way I would describe it is it's sort of someone putting a mirror up and starting to help you clean that mirror and get a look at yourself. And then the look is pretty good. And pretty awesome. And in fact, so awesome that people, it's funny to me, I recently just got, I don't even know how many times in a week called aloof, or that I had a resting bitch face. Or someone said, what was the other one? Someone said, I was full of myself. Which I guess, I do have a podcast, so the argument could be made. But then I'm doing this, which is something that I think I love to do. I do. The ability to break down my past so that I could live in the present and not worry about the future. All came from therapy. So highly suggest that if you need it, if any of this resonated with you, and if you have the ability to do it. Sorry. I can't have my phone off. Like, I know I should be all professional. Some people, I can't. That's not the life that I have. I have to have my phone on because my kids are not with me. So, anyway, thankful. I am so thankful. Excuse me. Oh, shit's nasty. It's apple cider vinegar with water. Oh. I'm thankful for, I'm going to start with my children. They are the reason that I love my life today. They're the reason that I'm like, for the most part, I have a fucking great life. And practice things like gratitude, practice my yoga, practice trying to be not even trying to be the best version of myself, just trying to be me, just showing up, being present, and all that hippie shit. They're the reason. I mean, I wanted to work on myself to be the best mom for them. And I fuck up. Obviously, you just heard this podcast. I fuck up. I am not Susie, homemaker. I don't. But I love those kids. I'm very thankful for them. And those 3 particular kids, like, you know, I always say there's only so much. I will always be grateful. I will always be grateful to my ex-husband because I have to have these 3 kids, these particular 3 kids. I'm thankful for my friends who really, are awesome. They're my roots when I thought, I really didn't have any. Like now, I'm looking forward to my birthday next year because I know a certain group of my friends are going to make sure that that I enjoy myself, and I have them to thank for giving me I don't know, just being awesome, helping me. I mean, again, if I've been friends with you for over 10 years, you've seen a lot of changes. And I'm grateful for you. And you all know if you're listening, and I don't expect you to be listening, but if you know who you are. And some of you I haven't seen for a while, but the second I see you and I hug you, and I want to know how your kids are doing, and I'm just grateful. I'm good. What else am I thankful for? I'm thankful for my yoga practice, which, has had a lot of growth this year too. And I'm not talking about the physical practice. I'm not talking about asana. I'm talking about, I'm horrible with names. Judith Lassiter, Living Your Yoga. If you are interested, you should read that book. It's a great, I don't know. I read it every year. It's out right now. So thankful for my yoga. What else? I don't know, 42. This has been a great year. Even with, my shitty attempt at Thanksgiving, just yesterday, or how many days? Today's Tuesday, so a few days ago. That would have triggered, just depression. I would be laying in bed and, by myself on Thanksgiving. I'm not. It's 2 days later and I'm doing this. Big hugs to the kids today and yesterday. And I'm excited to go to Miami. So, you don't have to be stuck in it. You can move out of it. Anyway, I suck at the intros and I suck at the exits. I'm practicing. I'm learning, and I'm thankful for you guys for listening and putting up with me and, watching me evolve. Now you get to do it on the podcast. Okay. So that's a shit you can't make up podcast, which is different than the last 3 that apparently are very popular. So there's 2 different types of podcasts as of right now. And again, I haven't talked to my friend. And we have talked, but it's just a crazy week. It's a crazy week. It's Thanksgiving week. So I hope everyone is having a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you hug your kids super hard. Tell them you love them. And just enjoy them. Just enjoy them. Enjoy them and snuggle them and give them kisses and love on them. And for those of you that are not with anyone, if you might be alone, Been there. Sucks. But tomorrow, sun's going to come out. You know, I would just make the best of it. Seriously, I'd go load up on all the fucking food that you love. your I don't know. I would just, whatever floats your boat, I would do it to get to Friday. Anyway, thank you. Have a great Thanksgiving. I'm sure there'll be a Christmas version of this theme, and hopefully I'll get back before that. So have a happy Thanksgiving, and talk to you soon.